if I was looking at buying a property, and I know that you and I talked about this many times, how size does matter. and it's really important to keep that also in consideration, because you obviously want to get paid back for making this investment, unless
Right.
you're kind of just looking for a property that's going to hold its own and you get to use it whenever you want to. There's two different ways to look at this. But if you were trying to actually use this as an investment predominantly, what are some of the things that would be really great for the buyer to consider? If I'm gonna invest, $500,000 in a home, what is going to be the smartest way for me to get my money back?
So, and I'm going to speak specifically to Central Florida, okay?
Of course,
because each
absolutely.
market is very different. So when people come to Central Florida, they're coming with their families, right?
Yeah.
What we've seen, especially post-COVID era, is that the larger the house, the single family homes, they perform better. So if you want something that is going to generate more revenue, you think, of course, occupancy, heads on beds. So
Gotcha.
the single family homes definitely do better right now than, let's say, an apartment or, even a townhouse. Just because, number one, you're going to sleep more people there. Number two, people tend to feel a little bit safer in a single family home if there is some fear of worldly events going on. So the single family homes at the moment are performing better, but that's not to discount a condo or a townhouse. So if you're looking for an investment, if you can afford it, you obviously want to have the largest house possible. I mean, we have some 14-bedroom units, some 14-bedroom single family homes that can gross anywhere from $160,000 to $200,000 a year, right? So
Nice.
there's a lot of money in that, especially depending on the community that they're in.
Okay,
So definitely what you're looking at, number one, community. Number two, how many rooms does it have, or what can you do to make best use of your space, right? Think of pull-out couches, think of trundle beds, anything that we can increase the occupancy, it's just going to generate more revenue for you. It makes a lot more sense to have a larger house, even if you personally would never use an 8-bedroom house. An 8-bedroom house will rent out better than a 3-bedroom all day long.
So if I can afford an 8-bedroom house, then I'm going to end up paying myself back faster than I would if I bought a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because typically, I think history, 3-bedrooms rent out roughly 50% of the time. 8-bedrooms are more 70%. So you're going to have a high. So yes, I mean, the obvious piece is the 8-bedroom should make more money. But when you look at it relative, you will have more occupancy and more money in a larger home than you would with a smaller home. There's a higher demand. And then if you also look at demand alone, there's tons of 3-bedroom units anywhere, whether it's a condo or a townhouse or a single family house, there's a ton of 3-bedroom homes. Once you start getting into 8, 9, 10, 14-bedroom homes, you're not seeing that as much. So you don't have as much competition on those houses.
Oh, yeah, sure. That makes sense. Well, I think that's a good point that you made about the occupancy rate, because, the dollars are going to change, but the rate at which people are in it is key.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, if you're going to have it just scales out better. If you're going to have a higher rate of people in it, and you're able to charge what even if you had the same nightly rate as a 3-bedroom versus a 6 or 8-bedroom, obviously you wouldn't. But even if you did, you'd still make more money just because it's going to be housed faster and longer. Hopefully, we have the opportunity to work with you and help you any way we can. Until then, make it a great day.